Welcome back to our discussions and thank you for always joining us. We are presenting a question that was done in K.c.s.e 1990 paper 2 number 16, binomial expansion. And the question reads, write down the first four terms of p plus q raised to the power of 8 using binomial expansion, and use your expansion to evaluate 9.9 into the power of 8 to the nearest 100. When carrying out binomial expansion, the powers of the first term will descend as the powers of the second term ascend. So we are going to pick the expansion that is p plus q raised to the power of 8 and start expanding it. We begin with p power of 8. We multiply by q, that is the second term, but the second term begins with 0, plus p power 7 into q raised to the power of 1. Then p from power 7, it will become p power 6. We multiply by q raised to the power of 2 plus p power 5. We multiply by q, then q will be raised to the power of 3. Since we are supposed to use the first four terms, we are going to stop there and of course simplify. Any number raised to 0 is 1, so q power 0 is 1, and therefore 1 times p power 8, we are going to end up having p power 8, plus p power 7 will remain p power 7, and of course q power 1 will be q, plus p power 6, q power 2, plus lastly p power 5, then q raised to the power of 3. Once we have done that, we now look for the coefficients of power 8, and the coefficients of power 8 will be 1, 8, then we have 28, we have 56. Since we need the first four terms, we can stop at 56 and then of course pre-multiply back the coefficients. 1 times p power 8, you get p power 8. Then 8 times p 7q, you get plus 8 p power 7q. Next you add, that is 28 times p power 6 q squared, and lastly we have 56 p power 5 q power 3, and at this point the expansion is complete. Once we have done that, we are going to use our expansion to evaluate 9.98, 9.9 raised to the power of 8 to the nearest 100. So we are going to pick the expansion that is p plus q raised to the power of 8. We equate to 9.99 q raised to the power of 8. So what we are going to do, since we need the values of p and q, we are going to split 9.9 into 2, and therefore this is going to be p plus q raised to the power of 8, and this one is going to be 9.99 is the same as 10 minus 0.01, and now we can raise this to the power of 8. If you take 10 minus 0.01, you are going to get 9.9, and that is how we manipulate that. 8 and 8 will cancel, such that p becomes 10, then q becomes negative 0.01. And once we have gotten the values of p and q by equating the corresponding components, we are now going to bring the main function. That is, we substitute the values of p and q to the simplified expansion. So we are going to have p power 8. Remember, p is 10, so we are going to have 10. We are going to have 10 power 8 plus, we have 8, we multiply by p, which is 10, this raised to the power of 7. We multiply by q, and the q is 0. That is negative 0.01. Next we add 28, you multiply by p, which is 10 power 6, into negative 0.01, it is squared, and lastly plus 56 times p is 10 raised to the power of 5, and then of course we multiply by negative 0.01 cubed. Once we have done that, we can now simplify and get the final answer. 10 power 8, you get 100 million. Next, we are going to have 10 power 7. You multiply by 8 times negative 0.01. This one is going to give us minus 800,000. Then plus 28 times 10 power 6 multiplied by negative 0.01 squared. You get 2,800. And lastly minus 56 times 10 power 8 times minus 0.01 cubed. This one will give us 5.6. And this is going to be equivalent to, this one is going to be equivalent to 99,202, 794.4, which is going to be 99,202. Then 794 to the nearest 100 is closer to 800, and that is the answer to this particular question, correct to 5 decimal places. That is to the nearest 100. Sorry. Thank you for watching and welcome to our discussions. And in case you are interacting with the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, you click the subscribe button so that anytime we publish a video like this, you will automatically be given a notification. Thank you and welcome.